What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for strategy with the ticker symbol MSTR. I will first be going over what I see in the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So these are the same exact drawings that I had for MSTR yesterday, so nothing has really changed in terms of drawings. And I'll probably keep it like that until they become invalidated. But as of right now, everything kind of pretty much stands has how it has been before. You can see that this trend line, this bullish trend line, was helping prices move up higher. We broke through it, double tested it for resistance. Now we are below it. We tested that 360 level as well. We are below it. We're below the EMA. We're in this downward channel. You can take this swing to this swing. It fits really good in the opposite side. Looks like we're headed back down to the lows, which is right around the 260, 270s of that channel. And then potentially there's a macro measure move target in play towards the 150 level. So I'll go ahead and mark that right now. 149, 150 is the potential next target. If price cannot reverse from here and get back above, 327, 360, it doesn't look good. And that's with Bitcoin not going down, right? If Bitcoin goes down, then this thing is going to just pretty much crash like crazy. With Bitcoin consolidating, this is still going down, right? It's completely diverging from Bitcoin's price action. Almost 1 year, we're back at the same price. Like this is November 11th of last year, basically trading at the same price level. So nothing has really happened in 1 year. There's no gain year over year if it's November 1st, or excuse me, November 11th. But overall, since the beginning of the year, I mean, it might be even down. Let me see, January 1st is right back over here, it looks like, right around, kind of pretty much right at the same level, actually. Yeah, so year over year, I mean, it's barely any gain as well. So overall, it is still bearish. For the people who are holding, would I recommend anything particular to do? Can't give financial advice because everyone is in a different situation. But me personally, let's say I was holding and my average was like right around 380s. If you really believe it long term, then if it's not, cash you need right away, then you might as well just, you could kind of stick it out. That'd be one solution. Another solution is you take a hit. Let's say your average is 380 and you sell right now. That's a 20% loss in your capital. Can it pop up one more time? Maybe, but that's kind of being hopeful. You could also take a 20% hit. Again, there's a lot of things you could do. You could, short sell, to make up for any lost ground. You could buy a put. There's a lot of things you could do, right? That's why I don't like to I can't give financial advice. You have to do what's the best decision for you. But me personally, I'm not in this stock anymore. I do love it long term. I think long term it's going to be a huge outperformer. It's just right now in markets, they don't go up all the time. Markets go down. And this is probably going into a downturn, right? So in the future, you might be able to get cheaper shares if you're already out of it. It's not guaranteed, but that's what the chart is telling me. I mean, we haven't even made a new high yet, basically since July. This was the prior high right here. We took it out, barely fake breakout, and since then we've been, working our way down since July. So just not looking bullish at all. And we're back near the lows of the trend, almost sub 300s. So MSTR just not looking good. I do like it long term. I had previous higher targets before, but being wrong in the market, there's nothing wrong with that. But staying wrong in the market, there's a lot of things wrong with that. And I am not staying wrong. So yes, I had a higher price target before, but staying wrong is just idiotic. And I'm not doing that, right? So that's when I got out, when I saw invalidation, when the market was showing me that it was not willing to go higher anymore, that's when I got out myself. And I have to be in line with the market's belief. If my belief is not in line with the market, then that's how you get wrecked. So in this case, a lot of people are going to get wrecked thinking we're still going to pop up higher. Can it happen? Yes, but this is not a very good looking chart for that, right? Can it happen? I mean, yes, anything can happen, but if you see patterns in life, you're predicting something that's a lower probability of occurring, which is just a small little double bottom right here, versus all this macro factors, all this bearish trend lines and stuff, and then all of a sudden just reversing higher. I mean, can it happen? Yes, I'll be very surprised if it does. But overall, the chart is still showing signs of weakness. Bears are in control. We have not seen price reclaim the 320s, 325 yet. We haven't seen it reclaim the 360s yet. So, I mean, how are you going to look for 400? You got to go in stages, right? We can't even get above 328 anymore. We can't even get above 360. What makes you think we're going to get above 400? What makes you think we're going to make a new all-time high? You have to look at it in stages. As right now, it's not doing that. But we'll see what happens. I'll give you guys an update. I personally think it's headed lower. It's taken its time, but I mean, it's still pretty bearish, basically, since it broke through that 360 level back here in August 19th. So, see what happens. Take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just consolidating, trading sideways. What this means is that the price action is not that bullish, and at the same time, it's not that bearish. So the market is in agreement in this price zone of about 123 and 108. So it's in agreement right now. We're basically in the middle of it. So anything can happen, right? That's why traders don't really trade in ranges. They kind of stay out of it. They like to, hop in on trends, buy the pullbacks, short the extremes. Right in the middle, it's kind of it's up in the air. And ranges, it can be, like a minefield. All of a sudden you buy and then it just reverses on you. You sell, it reverses on you. It's just whipsawing back and forth. That's basically what's going on right now. We went below the EMA, above it, below the EMA, above it, below the EMA. Maybe next one it will be above it. Overall, macro trend is still in play. You can see that we're still trending up higher. So I don't think this is the top. It'd be kind of ridiculous if it is the top, because let's say price just crashes down 50%. That takes Bitcoin to about $62,000. I don't think these elites want people to buy Bitcoin at $62,000 a coin, right? And that's just at a 50% retracement from if this was a high. Let's say it goes back down to where it normally goes, like 60% plus, even 70%. You're looking at 40,000 to about 30,000 per Bitcoin. I mean, most people can buy at least one or at least a half of one. So I don't think they want people to be able to acquire that much Bitcoin. But we'll see. But overall, the trend is still pretty good. Long-term trend is still pretty good. Basically, we're just consolidating, waiting for it to break out higher. If it breaks down lower, look for low 90s to mid 90s for support, and then that's when you'd expect a reversal. So either we go up right now, we break out, or we do break down lower. I'd say it's still bullish. What you don't want to see is break down lower, not bouncing hard and just rolling over. Then the bull market is pretty much over. Bitcoin versus MSTR. You can see that the ratio is trending higher, which means that Bitcoin is outperforming MSTR. It has been for a while now. But basically now it's kind of stabilizing above this peak. Before it was kind of dancing around. But it looks like most of the price bars or these candles are staying above that 369 level. It's headed towards the 431 mesh move target, which means that Bitcoin should be outperforming MSTR in the future. That's what this chart is telling me. Can it reverse? Yes, but as right now, this is typical of a breakout higher. We're staying above the bullish trend line. Most of the price or the candles are above that EMA. We're not finding heavy resistance at prior resistance. So these are all telltale signs of continuation higher. It's not guaranteed. Obviously, it can do anything it wants. Maybe all of a sudden just decides to change his mind and crash down. But as right now, we got to play with what we see. And it looks like we're going to see outperformance in Bitcoin against MSTR. So all I have for MSTR, Bitcoin, and the ratio. Looking at the weekly charts, it doesn't look good. Let me go ahead and erase all that stuff. Let's go to the log scale. The log scale allows you to compare, historical prices that were much smaller, and it looks like we're following the previous pattern, like to the dollar. So basically, it looks like a similar structure. You can copy those bars, something like that. You drag it over. And yeah, it looks pretty much like identical fractal. You see that, how well that fits. That fits really good against that price action. The prior bull cycle and then this one. Basically, it tells me that we're probably like right here. See how we shot right through the EMA and we had a little pullback and then we dumped down lower, taking out that prior low. Same thing right here. We shot through the EMA, little pullback, and we could be dumping down lower, past that prior low, hit that mesh move target, bounce up, and then, collapse one more time. And that was also 2 legs down before price got a bounce. So we had 1 leg down right here. You clone that. Second leg down, and pretty much price bounced slightly above it. The target was right around 27.54, and price bounced around 31.30. And then it went up higher, retested the breakout, and then it went down further. So, I mean, this looks like it's still headed lower as of right now. Long term, let me take a look at this trend line right here. This trend line, we are approaching this primary trend line. So, I mean, maybe we get a bounce from that, but overall, that's the only thing you can say, for the bulls. So we'll have to wait and see. So that's all I have for MSTR on the daily and weekly chart. We went over Bitcoin, went over the ratio, and see you guys next time. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.